My name is Savanna and I'm doing a book talk on Such a Pretty Girl by Laura Wiess. This best-selling author, born and raised in the New Jersey borough of Milltown, has done it again. Previous reviews on her early novels have been described as heart-wrenching, true to life, beautifully written, and riveting. And Such a Pretty Girl is right up there with the best of them. Claiming she inherited her love for books and reading from her mother and her determination and drive for success from her father, Wiess shows readers her ability to use these skills in order to create yet another book that some have said will change your life forever. They promised Meredith 9 years of safety, but only gave her 3. Her father was supposed to be locked up until Meredith was 18. She thought she would have enough time to grow up, get out, and start a new life. But Meredith is only 15, and today her father is coming home from prison. Today her time has run out. Such a Pretty Girl is somewhat of a mystery. Wiess strings her readers along on a young girl's mission to survive and escape from her own father. Meredith, the angry, witty, smart, and resourceful 15-year-old, has been hit with a curveball when her father is released from prison 6 years early, after being sentenced for rape and molestation. Meredith is quickly forced to decide to either drive her father out of her life or to run away from her own life that has now been turned upside down. With the help of her boyfriend, Andy, who was put in a wheelchair when his legs were paralyzed in an accident, his mother, Miss Muse, and a retired police chief, who is also the neighborhood watch leader, Nigel. Meredith is quickly realizing that she is not the only one who feels such hate for her father and is not alone in the fight to protect herself. This book takes the readers along with Meredith on her twisted and shocking journey to survival. "Meredith," my father says, rising. His summons almost stops me, but I make myself sweep past him and up the steps. "You guys are nutty for sitting out here. The mosquitoes are brutal. We've been waiting for you." His voice is tight. "You look like hell. Where have you been?" "Out." My hand closes around the doorknob. "Out where?" he says. The door opens and I shrug past through it. "Just out." I walk inside and give it a shove after me. My father blocks it and follows me in. My mother in his shadow. "Please don't walk away from me when I'm talking to you, Meredith." I exhale a hearty sigh and stop. "What?" You didn't answer my question," he says. "Where were you tonight?" "Out," I say. "Out is not an acceptable answer," he snaps. "It was until today," I drawl. "Well, it's not anymore," he says, giving my fleshed mother an accusing look. "You cannot just disappear without telling us where you're going and who you're going to be with. And you can't come wandering in at all hours of the night looking like you've been raped." The foyer is too small for the ringing silence. "Not to worry. Esthertown's been safe for 3 years now, Dad." I push past them both. No one speaks. I go into my room and lock the door. Look into the mirror for a long time until the trembling stops, and until I hear the front door slam. Meredith's snappy, sarcastic, sometimes rude and witty attitude is one of the best parts of the book. She shows no remorse or sympathy for her father whenever she speaks to him, and the message is clearly conveyed throughout the entire story. This shows how strong Meredith has become on the outside, and how weak and young she still is. Also, the constant questioning of what really happened to Meredith compels the reader to want to read more after every page. I would give this book 4 out of 5 stars and definitely recommend this book to anyone, especially if you're like me and not the biggest fan of reading.